We should be live on YouTube right now. Yeah, okay. So what's going on, guys? It's Fantasy Stock Exchange here, Danny and Bush. We're just actually doing this live stream, answering your guys' start-sit questions. But first of all, we're going to start with the questions from the Discord. And if you guys are sticking around, we'll answer any YouTube comment start-sit questions afterwards. So stay around. We'll head out with you guys and give you a little personalized experience afterwards. But start with the Discord. Which one you want to bring up first? Okay, so from Alex Burnett 101, he said, should I start Bryan Edwards? Pick three receivers: Bryan Edwards, Gallop, Sutton, Evans, Godwin, and Judy. So, given the Evans situation with the soft tissue, we kind of recorded with Dr. Edwin Porras. You guys are going to check that out. I probably would evaluate what happens with him. I'm kind of a little cautious. If he's fully healthy, I'll play him. But otherwise, I mean, the other obvious options there are Gallop and Godwin. But just monitor the situation of Evans. What do you have on that, Bush?
Can you repeat the receivers again?
All right, so Bryan Edwards, Gallop, Sutton, Evans, Godwin, or Judy. I'm assuming he didn't mention how many he could start, but I'm assuming let's just say 2 receiver slots and a flex. But
yeah, ideally you want to start Evans there, but if he is banged up, I'd probably start Courtland Sutton instead of Evans.
Yeah, I'll definitely agree there. So now we're gonna head to the main Discord. That was from the Draft Guide exclusive Discord. If you guys don't know already, we actually have our Draft Guide available. I mean, we'll have the end season package. You guys can check that out. But basically, $5 for the end season, and then if you guys want the all in, we actually have the $15 package available. So we'll head into that. And Ricky, yeah, we'll definitely answer that question at the end of the show if you're still around for sure. You know what? He's first in. There's one question there. We'll answer that. So hey, fellas, please. Starts it. I mean, if those are your only two choices, I would go JT because of the upside, but I would definitely look for another bench option to supplement the position for your lineup this week.
All right. Do you want to go to the Discord then?
Yeah, we'll hit a Discord question up real quick, and then we'll get into.
All right, I got the first one pulled up here. So Doc says Tyler Boyd or Christian Kirk. I'm just going to pull up the matchup.
Yeah, Boyd against the Chargers, Kirk against San Fran. So San Fran, again, I'm assuming Richard Sherman is going to be shadow covering against DeAndre Hopkins. So if that's the case,
he doesn't shadow a lot, but either way, I'm pretty sure Christian Kirk is going to be in the slot anyway, so it probably doesn't matter. The slot matchup for Tyler Boyd against Desmond King, even for Chris Harris, whoever is playing in the slot, doesn't matter. I don't like Tyler Boyd this week. I probably wouldn't start him in that between him and Christian Kirk. I think I'm go Christian Kirk there.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So we'll actually head into Malachi's question. We see it on YouTube. So he says, I have Jarvis Landry, Deontay Johnson, and Jonathan Taylor. Which should I start and which should I flex? So out of those options, so you got Jarvis Landry, I believe that's against Baltimore, Deontay Johnson against the Giants, and Jonathan Taylor against the Jaguars. Now, I've definitely said, like, me personally, I've kind of chosen to go with the wait and see approach with Jonathan Taylor for the first couple of weeks. So, I mean, if those are your other options, I think they're safer options. But if you're going for a little bit of an upside play, maybe I'll go with Taylor. But if you're looking for security in that flex and starting spot, I would probably lean towards Jarvis Landry and Deontay Johnson. This would be mostly a format type of question. Like if it's a full PPR, half PPR, I'll probably lean the two receivers. If you're talking standard, then I'd probably lean the upside of Taylor. What are your thoughts there, Bush?
No, I 100% agree. Do Cam Akers. Okay, so I don't know what that means, but Cam Akers, I'll preview kind of his matchup. I would say
Cowboys.
Cam Akers is, if I don't have to start him, I really don't want to because he's a rookie running back in his first game. I kind of want to see what the split looks like, especially if Darrell Henderson ends up playing, which I am pretty sure he's like a game time decision. But I mean, Cam Akers, they're playing the Cowboys. The run defense of the Cowboys is not like their greatest. Like,
with the two linebackers fully healthy,
matchup. It's if Henderson is out, I'm willing to play Akers. But if Henderson is playing, I'm probably trying to sit Akers. If you have a player that you can compare him to, then I can give you an answer for that.
Yeah, if you definitely have other options in your lineup, you leave that in the comments. We can help you out there. But we'll go quickly back to the Discord and then get into OG's question. So back to the Discord, we got Korg. He's saying to choose two between DJ Chark, AJ Brown, Desean Jackson, Amari Cooper, Robert Woods, and and DJ Chark. He said Chark twice. All right, we'll just say he didn't choose Chark twice. If I'm choosing two of those options, so you got
AJ
what?
Brown's one of them easily for me.
And Robert Woods is going to be the other one for me, in my opinion.
Yeah, as much as I like Desean Jackson's matchup, Robert Woods has got a pretty good matchup too. And
sure.
Amari Cooper is going to see a whole lot of Jalen Ramsey, so I don't want anything to do with Amari Cooper this week. If you can, like DJ Chark is actually a pretty good start as well against the Colts. I don't know, Woods and Chark are kind of like a toss-up for me if you're looking for a ceiling play. I might go with Chark, but I think Woods is going to be like pretty safe this week.
Again, no formats left there, so that would probably be a format-dependent answer there. Again, if it's a full PPR, I'm definitely leaning Woods because I think he's going to see a ton of volume. Whereas for DJ Chark, if it's a standard or half, maybe you lean that way because he does have that big play potential against that Colts defense this week. So that's probably how I would lean. Going into OG Whitfield, do I play Hunter Henry? He plays the Bengals, or Chris Herndon against the Bills week 1. Now, against the Bengals, I've said this multiple times, like off camera, but they have a ton of youth at the linebacker position. You got guys like Logan Wilson, Akeem Davis-Gaither, who are 2 picks for them in this year's draft. Ultimately, with the shortened offseason, I'm not 100% sure how acclimated they're going to be, especially in pass coverage, because it does take rookie linebackers, especially ones that aren't like freakish coming out of the draft. Like, they're good players, but not like expected to be like standout starters right away. So I'd probably target Hunter Henry in that, even though I love Chris Herndon, because I do think that Hunter Henry can definitely see a lot of work against those youthful linebackers.
Yeah, especially with Mike Williams out. I think it's a big thing for Hunter Henry. I don't think Mike Williams is going to play. So as long as Mike Williams is out, Hunter Henry's probably going to be like a top 6 tight end, in my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. So we'll head back quickly to the Discord and mention. So Jeans from the Discord actually mentioned Kirk versus Marvin Jones in a half PPR, and then Big Ben versus Jared Goff in a 6-point passing touchdown. So first of all, we'll get into the Christian Kirk versus Marvin Jones in a half PPR. Kirk versus the San Francisco 49ers and Marvin Jones versus the Chicago Bears. This one's another toss-up for me, but with Stafford back, I think I'm actually going to lean Jones here, simply because the Bears have absolutely nothing at cornerback opposite.
Apparently, he's going to see Kyle Fuller.
Oh, he's going to see Kyle Fuller?
Projects he's going to see Kyle Fuller is what they project, because they play left side, right side.
Oh,
so Galladay is probably going to be a smash against Jalen Johnson. But
yeah, if that's the case.
Yeah, Marvin Jones is likely going to see Kyle Fuller. They do still have the advantage to Marvin Jones, but it's not as easy of a matchup as I would think. I still think it is better than Kirk's matchup, though.
Yeah, I still lean Jones over Kirk there, but interesting to note. I guess he is facing Kyle Fuller, but even if I still do prefer Jones in that matchup. So we'll head back to the YouTube comments. How's my team look? Okay, we'll get into that after. Okay, Xavier, we'll just answer.
I'll look over it right now while we go. Into the
look over it for now. We'll talk about. Okay, Andre says AJ Brown or Terry McLaurin. Now, Terry McLaurin against the Eagles versus AJ Brown against Denver. This is a toss-up for me. I'm going to go with AJ Brown because, I mean, Darius Slay is still a factor there. I know for a fact that Terry McLaurin absolutely has toasted top corners, but you still got to take that into consideration when actually.
Yeah, I don't want anything to do with Terry McLaurin, and I'll start him if I have to, but I'll
take AJ Brown there easily though.
Yeah, easily AJ Brown. I think Terry McLaurin's more so in high-end wide receiver 3 range for me this week, just because of Darius Slay, because Darius Slay has been traditionally used as a shadow corner, and I mean, there's no one else on the Washington football team. They're going to put him on Terry McLaurin. Definitely.
So we'll go back to the Discord. So, I forgot to mention the Big Ben versus Jared Goff. So Jared Goff against the Cowboys, Big Ben against the New York Giants. I'm going Big Ben there all day. Yeah. I like Goff, but I'm definitely going to go with Big Ben in that spot too. And
they're both in pretty good matchups. I don't really think you can go wrong either way, but I think Big Ben's going to be a top 8 quarterback this week.
For sure. Do I start Kyler or Russ Wilson? So Russ Wilson against Atlanta or Kyler against the San Francisco 49ers? I'm going Russell Wilson.
Is he in a 3-team league?
You got both of them. That's crazy. I'm going Russell Wilson, and then Herndon versus Fant. I'm going Herndon. So my answers there would be Russell Wilson and Chris Herndon. Then we'll go quickly back to the Discord. So Raheem Moser versus Leonard Fournette in a
easily Raheem Moser.
Easily.
Okay, for any of you who have Leonard Fournette questions, do not start Leonard Fournette this week. He's only learned about 10% of the playbook, according to Bruce Arians. He's going to be mixed in on some packages and stuff, and he's learning the game plan. But if for whatever you believe about Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette, this is not the week to start Leonard Fournette, because Leonard Fournette is going to be limited in this game.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree there. So we got Hollywood Brown versus Scary Terry. Hollywood Brown against the Baltimore, or not Baltimore Ravens, sorry, Cleveland Browns, or Scary Terry versus the Eagles. This one I'm actually gonna slightly lean Scary Terry's way, simply because, as we mentioned, there's literally no other options for Washington Week 1.
I'm going to
While
disagree on that one. I think I'd play Hollywood Brown. I know
interesting,
he's
yeah,
going to see. He's gonna probably
Denzel Ward.
be on Denzel Ward. Denzel Ward's going to be on him, but
Ward's a better corner at this point, in my opinion, than Darius Slay.
those are two tough matchups, to be honest. I don't really like either of them. I don't think Slay. He says Slay PFF rating was atrocious last year. I mean, he also didn't want to be in Detroit, so
That's fair.
take that for what it's worth. I don't really like either of those guys this week based on their matchups, but I think if I had to pick one, I would pick Hollywood Brown just because the offense is better. Of the Ravens, and I think they're going to win the game, and to win the game, they're going to have to score somehow, right? So I'm just going to go with Hollywood Brown because I think the Ravens kind of romped the Browns this week.
So Bush got Hollywood, I got Scary Terry. So I mean, that just shows you that they're both should be decent options for you this week. So you can't go wrong either way. But Professor Fitness says, "Hey, we live, boys. Yeah, we got this. We live. We out here. OG, no problem. We out here to help the people."
Let's hit Josh's question in the Discord here. So he's got a question about a flex player and one tight end. So between Gronk, Higbee, and Ingram, who's the tight end there? To me, it's very clearly Evan Ingram, I think.
Yeah, against Pittsburgh, I think I might link Higbee against the Cowboys.
Yeah, I guess that's probably a good point. My thing with Evan Ingram is that we didn't like Evan Ingram from season long perspective, but that was due to injuries. When Evan Ingram's on the field, he's very good. That's the reason I'd probably go with Evan Ingram there. Plus, I'm not exactly sure how Pittsburgh deploys Minka Fitzpatrick, but I don't think he's put on tight ends directly. So, and Devin Bush. I think Ingram could have a good game because the Steelers' pass defense is stingy, and generally when that's the case, the tight end can do well, because the receivers are kind of getting pressed up.
Yeah, I'll go Higbee, but I mean, I could definitely see the argument from Ingram because from a pure volume standpoint, he should see a ton of targets, especially with the situation at wide receiver. I mean, we definitely don't know what's going to happen there. The one constant we know on offense is Saquon Barkley and Evan Ingram, so I could see that, but I'll personally go Higbee. Now we got Parker,
the second part to that question. Hold on.
I'm taking Parker there.
Parker and Hardman. Yeah, Hardman's not a full-time player. I know he seems like he's the wide receiver too, but as long as Sammy Watkins is still there, he'll probably get injured at some point. But for now, for the start of the season, Sammy Watkins is the wide receiver too right now. So I'd probably steer clear of Hardman in that matchup. I know it's a great matchup against the Texans, but I think Devontae Parker, even against the Patriots, he's still the number one receiver. So I think I would go Devontae Parker. I think you're kind of just getting too cute if you play Mecole Hardman over him.
Yeah, I agree. Now going here, so we'll take one again from YouTube. Ingram or Edelman to start week 1. This is actually a different, definitely an interesting one.
Is it? I kind of would need to know the scoring format.
That's what I was going to ask. If you're in full PPR, I'm taking Edelman. Half or standard, I'm probably taking Ingram there.
Yeah, I almost lean Ingram in both, or in all three, because the Browns have not been a good run defense over the last couple of years, and again, I just game script wise, I think the Ravens are going to smoke them, and Ingram should see a lot of touches from that perspective. Plus, it's J.K. Dobbins' first game, and if you can't feel comfortable playing Ingram as a smash play now, then early on in the season, then you're probably never going to feel comfortable playing him like that. So full PPR, I might play Julian Edelman because the Dolphins. Corners, their strength are outside corners, right? They have Byron Jones and Xavier Howard, and Edelman's a slot receiver. So unless those guys are going to travel, I'm not sure if they do or not. I'd imagine that Edelman is probably going to have the best matchup on the field.
Yeah, I mean, if they aren't traveling, then you got Noah Igbenogany in his first career game trying to guard one of the best slot receivers in the league in Julian Edelman. So, I mean, that's going to be a mismatch as a whole. So quickly go back to Discord. Sorry for missing your guys' questions right now. We'll try to catch up. We got Kenny Golladay, Deontay Johnson, or DK Metcalf to start with Michael Thomas. Full PPR thoughts. So again, we mentioned Golladay versus Chicago.
Golladay easily.
Yeah,
I think I love DK Metcalf this week, but Golladay is a smash play. If he's especially if PFF expects him to go up against Jalen Johnson in his rookie season. Second round pick from what did he go to Utah? Utah. Yeah, I don't think he has any chance against Kenny Golladay. It's not that DK Metcalf is a bad start because I think if you asked me pretty much anyone else, I'd probably say DK Metcalf against the Falcons. But
yeah,
Kenny Golladay is a smash this week.
Uh, yeah, I agree. McLaurin or CeeDee Lamb for week 1. Again, this is going to be one where I go Terry McLaurin just because I do think CeeDee Lamb may take a couple weeks to kind of get acclimated in terms of pecking order in the Dallas office. Now, that's one where I'd monitor the situation of Amari Cooper. If Amari Cooper plays, I would probably lean towards sitting CeeDee Lamb, but if Amari Cooper's out, there's no way I'm sitting CeeDee Lamb against the Rams, especially considering that Jalen Ramsey should be on Michael Gallop in that instance. So that's my thoughts on that.
Did we answer this tight end question here? Hunter Henry, Johnny Smith, or Eric Ebron?
I'd go
I
Hunter
love
Henry.
Johnny Smith, but I want to see the usage first. Yeah. I want to see how he's used. I think Hunter Henry with Mike Williams out is very safe this week. So Con, I would go with Hunter Henry there.
Yeah, I fully agree. So we'll catch up quickly here because there's a couple stacked up as I see Dylan Bill at the bottom there. A little shout out JJ Reese. Yeah. But we got Doyle versus Jonnu leading towards Doyle half PPR. I would actually go Jonnu there because
I would go Doyle. I would go Doyle against the Jags.
Oh, against the Jags, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and Trey Burton just got put on the IR. I think Jack Doyle's going to be I'm probably going to own him in a lot of my DFS lineups, to be honest. Again, with Jonnu Smith, I am starting him this week in one of my leagues, but I do want to see the usage first. I think Jack Doyle is the safe play this week.
Yeah, that's actually fair. I mean, you could look at the rest of your lineup, maybe like, I don't know, does Denver, Tennessee, and then Colts, Jaguars play later, or is that one? Because I was gonna say if it's play late, you can kind of see how much you're down, and if you're down by a little bit, you can kind of
Johnny's definitely the ceiling play. I think they're both 1:00 games, to be honest.
Okay, if they're both 1:00, then go with Doyle. If they're 4:00, then I would actually look at it and see.
Actually, Denver, Tennessee is on Monday.
On Monday, and when's Doyle?
It's a 10 p.m. game. It's like the really late game.
When's the Colts game? Is that at 1?
The Colts game is at 1. Yes.
Okay, then I just start Doyle, get that out of the way for you guys. Yeah. So we are now at Higbee is a lock. Yeah, I like Higbee. Cohen versus Melvin Gordon as your RB2.
That's close, man.
That's fully format dependent because I do think in a full PPR, Tree Cohen's going to see a lot of work against Detroit. But if it's in a half or standard, I'd probably lean Melvin Gordon because of the volume.
Yeah, but man, the thing with Tariq Cohen is that these games without Montgomery, as of right now, they haven't signed anyone. They still haven't signed anyone to replace Montgomery. So Tariq Cohen is going to get a lot of work in week 1, at least. And I remember last year when he had 14 targets or something. Yeah, that might happen again. Melvin Gordon also going up against the Titans is not a good matchup at all.
Yeah. I'd probably still if it's full, I'm taking Cohen, but if it's standard half, I'd probably still lean Gordon.
I think I'd lean Cohen in half too.
Yeah, it's that half is the debate. I mean, standard's clearly Melvin, full's clearly Cohen. Half that becomes a little tricky. But what format is it? If you can leave in the comments, we'll actually catch up to that.
Yeah. Let's just keep running through some of these YouTube ones. Yeah. Evan Wheeler says Desean Jackson, JT or Antonio Gibson in the flex.
Desean for me.
I'm staying hands off for week 1. I think Desean Jackson is very safe. You can 100% guarantee that Desean Jackson is going to be good this week. And I think you can't say the same about JT and Antonio Gibson. I would kind of like to know the scoring format, to be honest, for that question. But I do think Desean Jackson is probably the guy I would lean.
And Clout, no, we actually didn't get to yet. We'll get to you. Just tune in. We'll definitely go through the rest of the Discord. We're about halfway through the Discord questions right now. And Paul, full PPR. Yeah. Okay. We're going Cohen there easily. So we got to full PPR.
Let's get Williams question here. All right. PPR, start Cam Akers or Zach Moss. I think it's pretty easily Cam Akers for me. I think Cam Akers, even if Darrell Henderson plays, I would still say it's probably Cam Akers because Zach Moss, we just have no idea how he's going to be used yet.
The way I see it is if Henderson plays, I'd probably go Moss against the Jets.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Jets, man, the Jets are pretty good against the run, though. That's the only thing.
Without CJ Mosley, though, or Jamal Adams.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, I think it's Cam, especially in a full PPR, dude. I think Cam Akers sees any more, way more target volume than Zach Moss does, especially in the first game. That is one thing I'm very interested to see in general is the Buffalo backfield split, how it is split up.
I have Moss in some leagues, Singletary in some leagues, so we'll definitely see what happens. But it's interesting there.
Zach Jones, the Ingram and Edelman question was full PPR. You said
so. Full PPR. I'm going Edelman there personally.
Man, that's so close. I don't think you can go wrong either way, but I would go Ingram if you need ceiling, Edelman if you need floor.
Yeah, I agree there. Dylan Bell, Deontay or McCall. I'm going Deontay there. I mean, pretty easily for me, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know Dylan's in my league, and this question is my league. So Mecole, he wants to play Mecole because he wants to have someone to watch on Thursday Night Football for game kickoff. So go Mecole, go for the upside. I don't give a shit that the Giants actually have good corners now. I know we kind of forget about this, but James Bradbury and Logan Ryan are their starting corners now. So they actually have good corners.
I mean, Logan Ryan wasn't the greatest last year.
He wasn't the greatest, but he's definitely better than what they had last year.
That's fair. He's specifically a slot corner too, so I do think that he should be seeing a lot of Juju week 1, while Bradbury may be on Deontay.
Deontay's gonna have Bradbury, who's a better corner. So
that's tough.
I'd probably go with Mecole just for the upside. Plus, you get to watch the first game of the year and have on it.
Mac or Gibson, Russ or Wentz? I go Gibson and Russ pretty easily there.
Man, Russ and Wentz, I don't think you can go wrong either way, to be honest. I think they're both going to smash in week 1, so I don't even think it matters. But
I just think that Russ versus Atlanta, that shootout type game,
yeah, I think Gibson, I'm so unwilling to trust Gibson in week 1. I want to
play Mac over him, though.
But I think, Marlon Mack, I think it's going to be a pretty dead even split between him and Hines and JT. I think that backfield's probably going to be a mess for the first week.
All right. Wait, Evan said the Desean question is full PPR. Let me just quickly take a look at it. Yeah, it's still Desean for me.
I think it's still
Desean. Okay. We'll get down.
Johnny Smith or Higbee or Fant?
Higbee.
Yeah, pretty easily Higbee for me.
Hurst or Fant? It's Hurst. I'm starting Hurst over Fant basically any week.
Yeah, I would say that too.
Waller or Ruggs in a flex.
Full Raiders showdown.
I'm still going Waller. He's full
PPR makes it. If it was like a standard league, I would probably say Ruggs, just because I think Ruggs has a really high weekly ceiling this week because the Panthers corners are absolute dog shit. But Darren Waller in a full PPR, he's definitely going to out target Ruggs, so I'll definitely take Darren Waller there.
For sure. So we got to Metcalf or Taylor. Metcalf pretty easily for me.
Yeah, easily DK Metcalf there.
Sander, Terry McLaurin, or Metcalf. I'd go Metcalf because I do think that's again going to be a shootout. So although I love Terry, I'm going to go Metcalf.
Give me Metcalf against AJ Terrell or whoever else he's going to be playing versus McLaurin against Darius Slay.
Agreed. Chark versus Indy. AJ Green against LA. I'm going DJ Chark there. I'm not thinking about it twice.
Yeah, very easily.
Half PPR, Metcalf or Moser. I'm going to go Metcalf.
Yeah.
I mean, Moser does have a really good matchup, but I still think that Metcalf against Atlanta secondary is going to be a freaking. That's going to be fireworks.
That's going to be a shit show. DV Severe, you don't ever sit Nick Chubb.
Yeah, bingo.
Start Chubb every week.
Yeah. Shredded P. Ryan is not good. I agree, but he's definitely better than what they had to deal with last year. So he's still an improvement, even though it's still not great. Right. Where's the Discord link at? I can actually send that in right now if you guys would like.
Yeah,
I can,
you can take care of that. I'll go to JT. Okay, JT Zim, flex, half PPR, Gibson or Manny Sanders. Oof, that's really close. Don't worry about the depth charts, JT's in. The people who make the depth charts are PR people and people who work for the team. The coaches don't sit down and make the depth charts. They actually probably would tell the PR team to do the opposite of that because they want the competitive advantage of people not knowing who their starting running back is or whatever. So I wouldn't worry about where Antonio Gibson is on the depth chart. And that applies across the board to whoever you saw on a depth chart ahead of whoever. It really doesn't mean anything.
Agreed.
Mike Davis was the starting running back on the Bears depth chart last year. So, man, that's such a top. Do you have a conviction either way on Gibson and Manny Sanders?
That's tough. I mean, if you need safety in your lineup, I'm gonna go Manny Sanders against Tampa Bay. Although they do have talent at the corner position, they're kind of unproven.
I think if you're going for the ceiling, I would play Gibson. I think I'm going to go with Gibson because I think I trust my Bucs secondary to get it done against Manny Sanders. Plus, it's a new team and a new quarterback, so I don't.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't expect them to do super, super well.
Manuel Sanders, Diggs, or Landry. Can you leave the format in the question as well?
Oh, okay. I'll check the matchups real quick. Buffalo's playing the Jets. Diggs.
Yeah. Okay. Either way, then Diggs. Where's the Discord link at? I actually just sent in the chat. If you scroll down, you should be able to access that. All Cousins or Murray at quarterback. I'm going to go
easily Kyler Murray.
Murray against San Fran, though.
I don't care. I don't care.
Cousins playing the Packers.
Kirk Cousins is like a fringe startable quarterback, and Kyler Murray, as of right now, is someone that you probably want to start every week.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, Paul, appreciate your advice. Hey, anytime, Paul. Whenever you have questions, just leave it. Again, the Discord link's there, so you can join that.
Here because he's asking a couple times here.
All right, we got you, Chloe. We'll do that now. Okay. Sorry. We'll get back to the YouTube in a second. So we'll get to Clout real quick.
Right now. Okay, so the guys he has in his lineup are like super solid. He's got Dak Prescott as a starting quarterback, Miles Sanders, Austin Eckler, Tyler Lockett, Robert Woods, Noah Fant, Jarvis Landry, Patriots defense, and Jake Elliott. Looking at his bench, Jordan Howard, Latavius Murray, Darius Slayton, Blake Jarwin.
Who's Slowman?
I don't even know. Oh, that's the Rams kicker, Irv Smith. I dropped the kicker, by the way. We already talked about that in the Discord. I think you got the right guys in there, to be honest. But I would drop the second kicker, and I'd probably also drop Irv Smith too, because I don't know if you need, maybe after week 1 when you see his usage, but I don't think you need to be holding on to 3 tight ends. I know your tight end position isn't the greatest with Fant and Jarwin as your 2 starters, but you probably only need to carry those 2 guys.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely remember subscription. Appreciate that. We'll quickly go to.
Here, Cloud has questions in the thing too. Dalvin Cook, Jones, Connor, or Cohen. Who had a you never sit Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, don't sit Dalvin.
Also Todd Gurley in there as well. I need 2 backs and a flex. Oh, okay. So Dalvin Cook, Aaron Jones, James Conner, Tariq Cohen, and Todd Gurley. I'd go Cook, Jones, and
Connor. Easily Connor for me against the Giants.
Yeah, Todd. I'm going to go Todd Gurley, to be honest. Against
Seattle.
Seattle doesn't have the greatest run defense. I would go Todd Gurley.
I'd go Connor.
Definitely Dalvin Cook and Aaron Jones.
Yeah, those 2 are obvious. And then I say Connor. Bush says Todd Gurley. Sorry, I kind of mumbled.
Yeah. Tyrod Taylor. This week especially, I think you can definitely play him. If you're in a pinch against Cincinnati, he's going to be solid. And I think in terms of the whole season, he's got a pretty hard schedule after this week. So I'd imagine after that hard schedule stretches over, I believe it's week 5 or 6, is probably when we start to see Herbert get some starts.
Agreed. Howard or Jonnu for my flex. That fully, in my opinion, depends on whether that's a full PPR, half, or standard. In a full PPR, I'm probably leaning Jonnu. In a half for standard, I'm leaning Jordan Howard because the matchup against New England.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of either of those options, to be honest, but I think I would go with Jordan Howard just because I'm going to stay with my thing that I've said already is I want to see it with Jonnu Smith. I want to see what he does first.
Paul says, I know it's hard to predict, but who do you imagine will be the hot pick for the waiver wire after week 1? I got a bold one as well. I'm thinking Steven Sims after this week against Philly because they have absolutely no presence at the cornerback 2 slot. I think Steven Sims can honestly have a full breakout type week this week.
Okay, yeah, I don't hate that either. I think it's going to be, if he's not already owned in your league, I think it's going to be Michael Pittman Jr.
Yeah. Oh, definitely too. That's another good one.
I think he's gonna get peppered by Phillip Rivers in week 1, and we're gonna see some crazy snap shares. I could also see it being Bryan Edwards if he's not already owned. Also,
I agree. So Gurley is my RB3. Good pickup or not? I mean, depends where you got him. We're both kind of against Gurley, but I don't know. What are your thoughts there?
If he's your RB3, I don't totally hate it. I think Gurley, to me, the way if any of you guys own Todd Gurley, I think the way you want to approach it is don't think he's ever going to play the full season. I know he hasn't missed a crazy amount of games, but I don't think there's any chance we get 16 games out of Todd Gurley where he's the full-time workhorse in the Atlanta Falcons offense. Eventually, he's going to be too inefficient to hold the full-time job, or he's going to get injured. So I would say once he has a good game, I'm trying to sell him because he's a big name and you can probably get a lot for him.
He could honestly have a good game week 1 because the Seattle Seahawks don't have a great defensive line.
Very good against the run.
Yeah, no, their defensive line is trash, and I mean they got decent presence.
Pretty loaded, but their defensive line is not good.
Agreed. Kyler Murray or Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz against the Redskins. Yeah. Juju or Woods. I would go Woods there personally because as I mentioned, I do think Juju. While Logan Ryan's not the greatest, I do think he could see some coverage there in the slot. But again,
I don't really think you can go wrong with either of those.
Yeah, that one's tough. I'll personally go Woods, but
I'll go Woods as well. But I think it's really close. I don't think that I don't have a huge conviction either way.
Agreed. Kyler Murray or Ryan Tannehill. Although I like Tannehill, I'm still going to go with Murray there. I just don't think Murray's the type of quarterback you can sit because of the rushing upside. So that's where I'm at.
Okay, let me rip through some Discord questions here. Xavier in the Discord, I believe he's the same one that's watching the stream. He said McLaurin, Galladay, or Evans. Which one should I bench week 1? Evans if he's not healthy. obviously. But if Evans is full go Thursday and Friday for practice, then I would bench McLaurin.
Yep, agreed. Wait, is that Galladay or it says Galloway?
It says Galloway, but I'm assuming it's Galladay.
Yeah, okay, I agree.
Cherry, Chark, or Ridley. Okay, so you have to pair
Chark
two.
Ridley.
Chark Ridley for sure. Yeah, Terry, I would say against Darius Slade, just avoid him.
Agreed. With the news of Sanders, should I start him or I'm starting Sanders regardless?
Man. Oh yeah, I think you still have to start Miles Sanders. I know it's going to suck if he has a limited role, but I think if you start Phillip Lindsay or Antonio Gibson over Miles Sanders, it's just getting too cute.
Gibson or Rojo? Rojo against the Saints versus Gibson against the Eagles. I'm probably
going to go Rojo against the Saints.
I'm gonna go Gibson there. That one actually depends on the format.
I know Rojo's role week 1. That's why I'm going with Rojo.
That's
with
fair.
Gibson, I do want to see it first. Gibson could absolutely outscore him because the Saints aren't the greatest matchup in the world, but I know Rojo's going to get 15 to 20 touches week 1.
That's fair. So we'll go into DV Severe. In a PPR, I have Kupp, Evans, Landry, Diggs, or Emmanuel Sanders. I can only start two. So give me Kupp and Evans, or sorry, Kupp and Diggs there. I would say Evans, but again, the soft issue.
I think I would still say Diggs, even with Evans playing, because whether Evans plays or not, he's still going to have Marshon Lattimore first of all, and he's been notoriously bad against Marshon Lattimore, and except for the one game that he went off on him, and Evans is going to probably be limited in some capacity with the hamstring injury. So I'd imagine I think Diggs is going to smash this week. So same with Kupp.
Agreed. And Zach, sorry, quickly says, how do we show our team to y'all? So basically, we have our Discord available. I actually sent you the link in the YouTube chat. Just click that, join that
if you want,
or you can hit us up on Twitter as well. Our @s are actually on the screen. So at DannyFootball59 for me, at Football Stock for Bush, and yeah. But if you want, you can join the Discord too, because we answer pretty frequently in there as well. So we'll get into. So we answered that question. Thanks. I was worried about Murray against it. Yeah, I agree. With either Fuller or Crowder, I would go Fuller against Casey all day because I don't think Cooks is going to play. So I would start Fuller there over Crowder. Ballsball or Gonzalez. I mean, I would just play Gonzalez regardless. But like I'm not big. I don't know. You have any conviction on kickers?
I honestly like kickers. I just try and play high scoring games and good good offenses. That's pretty much all.
Yeah, I agree. Interesting. Yeah, Steven Sims or Anthony Miller. Yeah, you already knew about the Steven Sims. I've been talking about him on this channel.
Anthony Miller easily. What?
Yeah. Oh no, I thought he meant for the waiver wire pickup.
I would still take it.
Yeah, that's no. I'm saying like who he predicts to be like the most picked up waiver wire player. Okay. Like because he said who's
Discord once here. Landry or James White, full PPR. Give me
White against the Dolphins.
Give me James White because Jarvis Landry's playing the Ravens defense. That's not a great matchup.
Yeah.
D-Jax or Bryan Edwards. D-Jax not even close. Blake Jarwin or Chris Herndon PPR.
Where are we in the Discord? I've lost track because a bunch of
I got it. I got it covered here. Blake Jarwin or Chris Herndon PPR. Give me Chris Herndon. I think. I don't think that's all that far apart though. I think it's really close.
Agreed. I mean, I would that would be one if I would monitor the situation of Amari Cooper. If Amari Cooper's either like last second like put into the game or he's ruled out, I do think that Jarwin could end up stretching that seam for the Cowboys this week, especially with they're going to have to supplement the targets that Amari Cooper would have conjured up. So I think in that case, Jarwin would actually be a really good option. But if Amari Cooper's playing and he's healthy for the next few days, I'd probably just sit Jarwin and see what I got with him later on.
Yep. Okay, where are we on the YouTube?
YouTube, we're at Miller, Mack, or Jameson Crowder, flex, full PPR. I'd go with the Miller and Crowder there. Should I go RB or flex? RB or wide receiver in the flex and PPR totally depends on the options that you're facing there.
Yeah, I would say generally wide receivers will get a bump because it's full PPR, but
yeah.
I mean, you could also say the same for pass catching running backs too. Like guys like Tariq Cohen and James White make good like flex options in PPR.
Yeah, I agree. Melvin or Rojo PPR. Again, I'm still going Melvin there personally.
I'd take Rojo there pretty easily, to be honest. Okay. I don't like the things I'm hearing out of Denver with the split backfield and Melvin Gordon having a rib injury and stuff. I know like full season, give me Melvin Gordon all day, but I mean Rojo for week 1, I know what his role is going to be, so I'll go with Rojo.
That's fair. I would still probably go Melvin, especially in a PPR. But did you guys do Juju or Woods yet in PPR? Yes, Crocomon. We actually ended up going with Robert Woods. It's pretty close though. But if you're looking for a little upside, I'd probably say Juju. If you're looking for more of a floor play, which I do think Woods presents, Woods. But ultimately, we both decided upon Woods, especially in the full PPR format.
Deontay Johnson, Galladay, or Metcalf for my wide receiver too. I believe we already answered this, didn't we? Galladay pretty easily.
Yeah, the other two. Oh, I thought they had to start two. Yeah, Galladay easily.
Yeah.
AJ Green or Deontay Johnson. I would still go Deontay Johnson personally. I know you. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't like either of their matchup, to be honest. I think I would go with AJ Green there because I think he's going to have. I know he's going to have Marlon Humphrey in coverage, or no, not Marlon Humphrey. Who do they play?
They play AJ Green.
Geez, man, he's got Chris Harris or Casey Hayward. Oh, yeah, that's not.
I would start Deontay Johnson.
I think I'd still go with AJ Green. I don't know what Deontay Johnson's role is going to be, and Deontay Johnson has a bad matchup against James Bradbury too. So
yeah, agreed. Eagles run defense, Cox, Hargrave in the middle, yeah, but their edges are. I mean, you got Brandon Graham and who's the other one that they have? Barnett and then Curry. I mean, they got a good defensive line, but their linebackers leave something to be desired, especially after losing Brodham. So that's probably, I don't know. Their defensive rushing game could be, or their defense against the run could be still decent, but I don't think it's going to be like something to fear as a matchup because of that linebacker play. Fuller's a lock versus Chiefs. I fully agree. Shredded. Did you guys do Juju? Yep, we did. Judy or Zach Moss in the flex position, no PPR. In a standard league, I'm going with Moss there.
Okay, one update. PFF expects Deontay Johnson to see Isaac Yiadom and not James Bradbury.
Interesting.
But the interesting thing with that is that James Bradbury was deployed in shadow coverage a lot last year, and they don't know if he's going to be deployed in shadow coverage this year. So, I mean,
if he's deployed in shadow,
he might tell us before the game, be like, "Oh yeah, we're using James Bradbury in shadow coverage." Like, so that's one thing to monitor is if they do that, because then James Bradbury, like number one receivers going against him, becomes a tough matchup because he is very, very underrated in terms of shutting down opposing number ones.
Jarwin, fourth options. Thanks, lads. Professor Rocky, did you answer my question? Yes, we did. We can actually quickly go over it again. What we said.
Oh, that was just the team question, right? The one he wanted to go over his team.
No,
he had one like that. Hold on. Okay, I got it here. Start, sit, 10-man PPR league. He said RB2, limited role. Okay, RB2, Sanders, Jonathan Taylor, Ronald Jones. Ugh, I think you got to start Miles Sanders. I know he's going to have a limited role, but you got to do it, I think. If you really worried about it, then I would start Ronald Jones. I'd not start Jonathan Taylor week one.
I would go Chark when you're comparing Ridley and McLaurin as well, because I do think that the Seahawks secondary could who would he be facing? He wouldn't be facing Shaq Griffin because that'd be on Julio. So then you got Trey Flowers.
Here, let me check PFF. Okay, we're checking for Ridley, right?
Yeah. Seahawks.
Atlanta expects Shaq Griffin. Yeah, well, either way, Quentin Dunbar and Shaq Griffin are good corners. So
yeah, agreed. And you also got Trey Flowers as well, or not?
Yeah, Trey Flowers isn't any good though. Yeah. That's Russell Gage's matchup. They do give the advantage to Ridley, so I don't think it's that big of a deal.
That's fair. Yeah,
so that's who I'd be flexing as well.
Yeah. So yeah, go Chark wide receiver 2, Ridley flex or whatever you decide to do there. So. Hey, you can keep track of the
PPR. Hold on. Full PPR. Who do I play for my flex spot? Edelman or Ridley? I would play Julian Edelman there because I think he has the best matchup.
Which one? Sir? Where is it?
It's in the Discord. I got it.
Oh, Discord. Okay.
What do y'all think for Marquis Brown or Tyler Boyd full PPR? I'm going to go Marquis Brown there, even though Tyler Boyd is the PPR guy. I would play Marquis Brown because Tyler Boyd's matchup is terrible.
Agreed. Hunter Henry or Hayden Hurst. So you got Hayden Hurst against the Seahawks or Hunter Henry against Cincy. Again, I liked Hayden Hurst overall, like on the season, but in that specific matchup, I'll go with Hunter Henry against those young linebackers of Cincy.
Yeah.
Who's Dunny on Discord? Thanks for looking. Oh, you're Ricky. Ricky is Dunny from Discord.
Oh, nice.
Or is he? Wait,
who's Dunny on Discord? Thanks for looking. Oh, okay, no, he's just giving a shout out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Dunny's one of the OGs. He's a beast in that Discord, keeping that lively. So if you're not in that Discord, make sure you go check it out because we got a bunch of beautiful football fans in there talking football nonstop. So go check that out. Thanks, guys. Y'all.
Alvin Ridley or Allen Robinson. I don't think you
never today, Rob.
Yeah, you never
today, Rob. PPR, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Kamara. You could start 3. I would go with the first 3 pretty easily.
Yeah, you don't any of those three guys. You don't sit, at least not yet with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. But we're assuming he's an every week starter for now.
Agreed. So AJ Green or Jonathan Taylor for damn, like
full PPR. I'm gonna start AJ Green because it's full PPR.
It feels yucky, but like I'll still go with Green. But if we knew Jonathan Taylor's role and he was going to get the touches right away, I would go pretty easily Taylor. But knowing what we said,
I think there's a solid chance though that Jonathan Taylor just lights the world on fire against Jackson.
Yeah, it could very well. I'd rather
happen, but I'm not like the odds suggest that it's not going to happen. So if it happens, don't come at us and be like, you didn't tell me to start Jonathan Taylor, because like we probably could have seen it coming, but it's rookie running back in his first game in a crowded backfield. I want to see how it shakes out first.
Fully agree. So he said, thanks. I'll go Zach Moss. Anytime, Alex. Just leave those questions in the section and we'll go over them. Full PPR, John Brown, Brandon Cooks, or Devontae Parker. I don't think Brandon Cooks is going to play, so then it'd be John Brown or Devontae Parker. I'll go Parker there. Even though he has a tough matchup, I do think the volume is going to ultimately be able to trump that. So I'll go Parker.
Yeah, if Brandon Cooks plays, I don't think I want to play him. Even if he does play. Like, I think he's going to be playing in some limited capacity, and it's his first game with a new quarterback too, so we don't really know how it's going to go. And the Chiefs are actually a good pass defense. I know we kind of assume they're not good at a pass defense. They're actually a good pass defense.
Agreed. So we got JT versus Marquis Brown. I'm going to go Marquis Brown in the full PPR. Thanks again. Anytime, Clinton. Deebo Samuel, TY or OBJ, give me 2. Because of the uncertainty with Deebo Samuel's injury, I don't think he practiced today. I'll probably just play it safe and go with the last 2.
Let me see. TY plays Jags. Yeah, give me TY easily.
Yeah, and then OBJ against the Ravens kind of gives me a little fucking pause.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Man. I don't think if Deebo Samuel plays, I don't think he's getting a full allotment of
Agreed.
I'll give me OBJ just for the fact that he's going to be on the field more.
Yeah, I'll go with the other 2. Brown until we know more over. Okay, yeah. Joey's helping us with answering the questions in the comments. Attaboy. Jerome going live now.
Shout out to Jerome. He's the guy who makes our thumbnails and our overlays and all that stuff. So give him a follow at Inside the Hashes on Twitter.
Yep, go follow that.
I'm looking through I don't think I see any more Discord questions. So unless you guys leave any final questions that you got in the YouTube chat here. Otherwise, we'll probably be signing off and heading out of here.
Yep, for sure. Just leave your last questions in the YouTube. Going live. Oh, JT Zim and William actually left something. So PPR, Emmanuel Sanders or Zach Moss. In the flex, I'm going to go with Emmanuel Sanders in the full PPR there. What are your thoughts on that? Sanders versus Moss?
Sanders versus Moss. Ugh. I'm going to go with Emmanuel Sanders just because it's full PPR.
JT Zim says half PPR flex, Tyler Boyd or Christian Kirk. I'm gonna be going with Christian.
Yeah, we answered this already, but we'll go with Christian Kirk because Tyler Boyd, the Chargers corners, literally like Desmond King and Chris Harris are 2 of the best 5 nickels in the league.
Yeah, I agree.
And one of them's gonna play outside, one of them's gonna play nickel. Either way, Tyler Boyd's not getting a good matchup because Casey Hayward's probably gonna be on AJ Green, and then the Chargers corners. Pro tip this year: don't start receivers against the Chargers corners because they're very good.
And for you guys to check out Jerome, I'm actually just going to quickly link his Twitter in the stream so you guys can check him out as well.
All right. Yes, the Colts are absolutely going to run the ball down the Jags' esophagus all game long. That is absolutely going to happen. The question is who's actually running it. That's why we're we don't want to start JT just yet. It's very possible that JT just runs away with the job on the first game.
And already asked Larry Fitzgerald or Kareem Hunt. Hunt pretty significantly over Larry Fitzgerald. Thoughts on my starting lineup: Russell Wilson, AJ Brown, Juju. Definitely looks solid there. Alexander, Taylor will take over. Yeah, I agree there with Joey. I do think it'll probably take him a few weeks to get.
I don't think it even takes the season going on. I think he's the starter
3, maybe
3. I think he's going to be the starter pretty fast.
Agreed. Should I be worried about the 49ers defense going against the Cardinals offense? I do think that they're going to give up.
I mean, it would depend who's on your waiver wire.
Yeah.
But I think the Cardinals offense, it's they got DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray and stuff, but
still the Niners defense.
It's still the Niners defense. You're looking for sacks and turnovers. I mean, Kyler actually didn't really turn the ball over that much last year, so we'll see how it goes. I would probably have to know who's on your waiver wire to know whether you should drop them and go with a different defense or not.
Agreed. Will Jamal Adams be covering Hurst?
We don't know that yet.
Yeah.
To be honest, we don't know how the Seahawks are going to deploy him. Like
I
if they're
assume
gonna
he would
do
be
that
in
or
the
not.
box.
The Jets did use him like that, but only against elite tight ends. They only used him against the Travis Kelce's, George Kittle's. Like they wouldn't have done that for a guy like Hayden Hurst. He's not.
If anything, wouldn't you think that Keandre Diggs would probably fill more of that role because he has more experience?
Yeah, actually, to be honest, yeah, but like I know Jamal Adams did do it though. Like I remember the one narrative going into the one of his games in his like 2018 season was that he was on Gronk and he like shut him down.
Yeah, that's fair. So JT, Akers, Jones, or Sanders, I'd go pretty easily Sanders there.
Yeah. Unless we hear something like really bad about Miles Sanders going into the game, I think you got to start him. Like I know it's going to suck if he only gets 10 carries, but if unless we hear like he's going to be on a severe pitch count or some shit like that, like which you probably won't because coaches like to do their gamesmanship thing. I think Miles Sanders, you can't really sit him. Like unless you have like a really good option like Nick Chubb or something to play over him, like I can't sit him.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. So after that, we got Kyler Murray or Danny Dimes. Kyler Murray easily. Thoughts on my starting lineup? Oh yeah, we answered that, Alex. It looks good.
I really like your receivers. To be honest, I like the mix of ceiling and floor that you got there. The running backs scare me a little bit just because of the like uncertainty behind them.
That's fair.
But I like those are a lot of our guys in that lineup. Besides, I don't like Henry Drake.
CH, Johnu, AJ Brown. Yeah, you're stacking up there.
Two of the guys from my breakouts video. So
yeah, and then two of them were on the My Guys episode. Yeah. So
all right, Hunt, Chris Thompson. Oof.
Yeah, I'm still going Hunt there.
I don't know, man. That's really close.
And half PPR.
I think I would go Chris Thompson because I think if the first week of the new season, and like I think Jay Gruden is going to be just getting acclimated to the offense and stuff, and Chris Thompson's his guy. Like I feel like Chris Thompson could catch like 8 or 9 balls in week 1, and I mean Kareem Hunt's probably going to be okay. Like I think they're probably going to score similar points. I don't really think it's going to be too big of a difference.
I would say if it's a full PPR, I'd smash Thompson, but in a half, I would go with Kareem Hunt. That's my personal take there. Last question: Bears or Broncos defense? So you got what?
Bears against the Detroit Lions. Broncos against the Titans.
Bears.
Yeah, I would go with Bears.
Does Kareem Hunt hold any value? Yeah, he definitely does, especially in half and full PPRs, because I do think that Kevin Stefanski is going to use both backs pretty significantly. While I do think Chubb is going to get the majority of the rushing work, Kareem Hunt is still a guy who was on pace for 74 receptions, like based off his first 8-game pace that he played last year, because he got suspended for first 8, played the last 8 games. He was on a 74 reception pace. So I do still think that both are startable every week options for your fantasy team.
I don't know about every week for Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt is a little bit more matchup based.
And actually, now that I just saw the matchup that they have, I just remembered that the Browns are playing the Ravens. I'm definitely going to pick Chris Thompson in that question, Matt. Because I don't like I don't want to play any running backs against the Ravens this year. They were a great run defense last year, and they added Calais Campbell and Patrick Queen.
Yeah, that's fair. But he to say does he hold any value? He's definitely got.
He definitely holds value. Yeah, he's going to be a guy that we're answering a lot of questions about every week because he's got right on that fringe like starter range. So
yeah, he's got top 25 standalone RB value, and then if anything were to happen to Nick Chubb, I'm just saying it right now, he's a top 5 running back every single week. 100%.
Yeah.
So
T. Rivera, I would say the first 3 that you got there, unless we hear something really bad about Miles Sanders, then you could throw Jonathan Taylor in there. But the other 2, Eckler and Jacobs, you never sit those guys.
Agreed. Carry on or Gibson week 1. That's Gibson all day. I don't care if Carry on is the starter, to be quite honest, because I don't think anything's really going to happen with that RB situation unless DeAndre Swift is there. But
the Lions backfield, I don't want to start anyone from that backfield week 1.
Once DeAndre Swift is healthy, then he's going to be a good starter for me, in my opinion. But right now, there's just so many question marks. Yeah, exactly. No, even if he's healthy for week 1, I'm not starting DeAndre Swift. But I mean, down the line, that's the only running back that I can actually see being relevant for the Lions. So, but week 1, easily Gibson, not even close for me. Dolphins defense against New England worth grabbing. I wouldn't.
No, I don't. I don't think the Dolphins are gonna unless they're playing like a horrible matchup. Like last year, everyone targeted Jameis Winston because he threw so many picks. Like if there's a guy this year like that is just playing terrible and they're playing them, then you could probably use the Dolphins defense. But I mean, they have good corners, but they're even their corners that they have aren't really. They're not like interception creators. I guess Xavier Howard kind of is, but Byron Jones, that as a Cowboys fan.
Two career interceptions.
So, I mean, the Dolphins defense is a streamable defense, I would say, but not this week against the Patriots.
Agreed. Thank you guys for your help. Anytime. We're going to be running these every single Wednesday night during the season, so you guys got to make sure you stay tuned for these start-sit live streams. Would you guys trade Michael Thomas for Joe Mixon and Antonio Gibson? I would pretty easily. I don't know about you.
Michael Thomas for Joe Mixon and Antonio Gibson.
I would pretty easily.
I don't have a solid RB2, and I have Galladay, Shark, Scary Terry, AJ Brown. Yeah, okay. Yeah, 100%. I would do that.
Niners defense or Colts defense. Colts against the Jaguars, Niners against the Cardinals. That one's actually pretty close. I mean, if I'm having the Niners defense, it's probably not going to be a situation where I do sit them. So if I have the Niners defense, I'm probably just going to play them. But I do think that the Colts defense is definitely a really good streaming option for this week, if I were to say.
Yeah, I would say they are as well. Is Breida droppable? Breida, no, I don't think he's droppable unless you're in a super shallow league. I would say you should probably hold on to him. Should I pick up Cohen? If it's for Breida, I would prefer to have Cohen than Breida right now.
You definitely have worse options on your bench than Breida to pick up Cohen, unless again it's a super shallow league, in my opinion.
Yeah, because I think Cohen, especially early in the season, is going to have a lot of value as long as Montgomery is out and until they sign someone to replace Montgomery if he is out. So no problem, Alex.
Full PPR, Jordan Howard, Devontae Parker. I'm going with Devontae Parker pretty easily there, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not even close. Is Kyler Murray for Zach Moss and Robert Woods worthy of a trade? LOL, or should I be patient?
I'd take Woods over Murray straight up. So if you're getting both Moss and Woods,
super flex, I would not.
Oh, I'm assuming it's a one quarterback because
Jorge, if it's or George, I don't know how that's pronounced. If it's a super flex, I wouldn't do that. But if it is not a super flex, I would do that.
Yeah, so just make sure you leave that in the comments. I'm assuming if you haven't left it, it is a 1 QB. And if that's the case, if it's a 1 QB, I would take Woods over Murray straight up. So the fact that you're getting Moss on top of that, in my opinion, is really good value.
Quarterbacks, yes, Kyler Murray has a chance to be a league winner type quarterback, but I mean, you're getting, I don't know. It's all going to depend on team too. Cause if you have another quarterback that you're able to start very easily, which should be the case, unless you're in a 14 team league or a super flex league or something like that. But quarterbacks overall, it's a pretty replaceable position. So Robert Woods is a top 15 receiver. So easily. I would definitely take him over Murray straight up in a 1 quarterback league.
Ridley or Mac flex. Ridley not even close for me. Parker or Hardman. Parker not close.
Yeah.
Chark, Ridley, Terry. I would take the first 2.
Chark, Ridley, or Terry. Yes, I would pick the first 2 as well.
AJ Green or Gibson in the flex full PPR. I know you're probably leaning towards the safety of Green, but I would go Gibson there.
Yeah. It's going to depend what you need in that game. If you need some ceiling, then I would go for Gibson. If you just need someone to get you 11 points or whatever, then I would go for Green because I think Green is going to catch 6 or 7 passes probably. So he's probably going to be fine. But I mean, Gibson could have a coming out party somewhere. We saw Kareem Hunt or something. I could see him. Gibson could come out and just absolutely snap on the Eagles are not good at defending pass catching running backs because they have bad linebackers. Yeah. So if they get Gibson a bunch of touches in the receiving game, he could go off.
Agreed there. Brady or Stafford week 1, I would go with Brady because I do think that matchup Saints versus Bucs.
They're both bad matchups, to be honest. The Saints not a good matchup for Brady, and if Evans doesn't play, I might play Stafford though.
Yeah, that's probably where I would determine it. If Evans plays, play Brady. If he does not, then I'd play Stafford. So going into the next question, Cam Newton or Tyrod Taylor, I'd go with Cam Newton against the Dolphins. Danny Dimes.
I don't know if I would, dude. I think I might play Tyrod over him. Tyrod against Cincinnati?
Yeah, but I'm just thinking of it from a matchup standpoint. The Dolphins linebackers, if Cam Newton were to ever get some rushing yards, I do think he could have a really good day in that regard as well.
Yeah, I guess. I don't really. I think they're both pretty solid options this week.
Agreed.
I don't really go wrong either way.
Dimes or Carr?
Derek Carr is going to be my number 1 owned player in DFS this week.
He's my DFS quarterback for this week. I actually have the stack of Derek Carr and Ruggs, so a little sneak peek there. But would you trade Carson and Drake for CMC? You also have CAH, Swift, and Rojo. If those are your other running backs, I'm definitely doing that for CMC. The thing, if you didn't have that RB depth, I would keep the 2 options because you would need the depth. But with CEH, Swift, and Rojo in addition to CMC, that's absolutely deadly.
C and CEH, it doesn't even really matter who your other running back are, because if you have those guys, in any kind
of options
league, especially too. Like, oh my god, they'd smash. They are offering me Mike Evans and James Conner for my Devonte Adams. Is it worth taking? I'd kind of want to know a little bit more about Mike Evans.
RB depth.
Yeah,
I would know RB depth.
About Mike Evans' injury plus your RB depth, because if you need a running back, James Conner, for as long as James Conner's on the field, is going to be a top 15 running back.
Yeah, easily. Flex PPR, Fournette or Lamb. Give me Lamb there. I don't think Fournette's going to get a ton of playing time.
Fournette is like, if you are thinking about starting Fournette, and especially in any kind of PPR league this week, I don't expect Fournette to do much this week. Like, we'll see what his usage is, and we'll see like kind of like how it works. I'll be very, very shocked as a Bucs fan. I've followed this situation very closely. I don't expect Fournette to contribute much more than like a couple carries, 8 to 10 carries.
Agreed. So he said my lineup is that Con. So Zach said my Discord, my lineup. I don't know what you mean there. Did you leave your lineup in the Discord? Because I can check that right now. I can.
I'll go the other ones while you're looking for that. Okay. So Kirk and Akers full PPR. Oof, that's pretty close. If you're looking for ceiling, I'd go for Akers. Kirk's in like a man matchup. He'll probably do okay in it. I think. Oh, that's really close. I think I'll go with Akers. I think it's worth the risk. If Darrell Henderson doesn't play, I would definitely go with Akers. But if Darrell Henderson plays, I'd probably still go with Akers, to be honest. Kyler Murray or Drew Brees this week, standard league. I'm thinking Brees. Is that correct? Man, yeah.
I'll go Brees.
Yeah, because I would say yes, because the Bucs are a pass funnel defense, because you're not running shit on them. Like, you cannot run. Like, Alvin Kamara is not going to do well this week. I hate to break it to you, Alvin Kamara owners, unless he gets a lot of receptions. But on the ground, they're going to have problems trying to run against us, the Tampa Bay Bucs. So Drew Brees probably should throw the ball quite a bit. Yeah,
I agree there. But yeah, Zach, did you leave your lineup in the Discord, because it's not showing up? So
unless your name is different in the Discord.
Yeah. What's your Discord name? If you can leave that. So we'll get on to Jorge or George. I'm in a 12-man league. I would have Hop, Chubb, Connor.
So in reference to the Kyler Murray trade for Zach Moss and Robert Woods.
Oh yeah, do that easily, regardless. You do have a super flex.
You do have a flex.
Do you have a flex or a super
flex? Can you start two quarterbacks? Single quarterback league. Because if you could start two quarterbacks, I wouldn't do that.
If you can start two quarterbacks, you take Kyler on that side. If you can only start one, you go with the Woods and Moss side.
Yeah.
So it's very specific.
Yeah.
But Russell Wilson or Big Ben, I'm starting Russell Wilson there.
I like both of them this week, though. I don't think you go wrong. I would take Russell Wilson, though.
Carry on or Zach Moss. I would go Moss against the Jets.
Yeah, I don't want to start any Lions running backs.
Pick one, Akers, Moss, or Swift. Evaluate the situation of Akers, in my opinion. But even if Henderson plays, I'm probably still starting Akers over those two options. My team is Cousins. Blah, blah, blah. Is there anything I should change? Well, we would need to know the options on your bench to tell you who to change.
Me and Danny are not fans of David Johnson, so if you have someone willing to pay for David Johnson, then I would trade him. T.Y. Hilton, same kind of thing. I'm not like really the biggest fan of T.Y. Hilton. I like the rest of the team. I probably
Cousins.
Be curious to know what's left at quarterback, because Cousins is kind of just like a floor play.
If Gardner Minshew's there, I'm taking him.
Yeah, if Gardner Minshew or Joe Burrow is available, I would take both of them over Kirk Cousins.
I agree. I don't know who to put as my flex. Taylor, Rojo, or Chark. Go with Chark there, in my opinion.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anybody draft Barkley or Zeke at 1 over CMC, full PPR? I hope to see none of you did that, because
I really hope no one did that.
Please tell me you didn't. Full PPR, 10%.
Especially in a full PPR. If it was a standard league, I could kind of understand it, but not in a full PPR.
So TB, Cook, Eckler, Woods, Lockett, Chark, Kittle. That's a really good looking team. I would need to see the bench to give you a full evaluation, but based off your starting lineup, I really like it.
Lineup though.
Especially too. I mean, Cook and Eckler especially is definitely stacked, because those are two really good options at the running back position. So Chark week 1. Yep, Joey's helping us answer the questions. Love that. I'm in a 10-man league. This is my lineup. I can't see your lineup, but you're probably gonna leave it. Who would you start?
Or McLaurin? Easily Cup.
For me. Gallop or Taylor, I would go with Michael Gallop against the Rams again. I do think if Cooper plays, he's going to be shadowed by Jalen Ramsey, and the cornerback 2 situation on the Rams isn't particularly great. So I do think Michael Gallop could have a really good game.
Okay, guys, any questions posted after 11:15, we're not going to answer. So make sure you guys get your questions in like before then, just for the record.
All right. Con did leave something in the Discord, so let me go quickly check that for him. Okay. So can I have advice on my team? I think I messed up. So his roster right now is Dak Prescott, Michael Thomas, Marquis Brown, Julian Edelman, Austin Eckler, Jonathan Taylor, Hunter Henry, Le'Veon Bell, Sony Michel, Jamison Crowder, Preston Williams, Jerick McKinnon, Jonnu Smith, and Eric Ebron. The only thing I really don't like is the Bell, but other than that, I think that's a pretty solid lineup in my opinion.
You have 3 tight ends?
He one tight end league. His 2 tight ends that he has on the roster are Henry and Jonnu.
Doesn't he have Eric Ebron as well? Didn't you say?
Oh, he does have Ebron. Okay, yeah.
Eric Ebron, I would probably drop Eric Ebron.
Yeah.
I would. If you have Henry and Jonnu, you're gonna have a tight end between those 2 guys every week.
Also, I personally would gauge what you can get for Bell because I'm not particularly high on him at all. But
I don't want him as a placeholder if you want to keep using him until Jonathan Taylor takes over his job and then flip Bell.
Agreed. As for week 1, I mean Crowder against Buffalo is kind of a tough matchup. You know what? Because of usage, I'd probably still keep Bell in there week 1 over Crowder.
Yeah. All right, so Masked Bandit here. My running backs are Saquon Barkley, Melvin Gordon, Mark Ingram, Chris Thompson, Jordan Howard. My wide receivers are Devonte Adams, Calvin Ridley, John Brown, Devontae Parker. I have 2 tight ends, Mark Andrews and Johnny Smith. Yeah, looks pretty solid to me. I would maybe go for a little bit more upside with your running backs because you have Chris Thompson and Jordan Howard as your backups. Yeah, I don't like.
Agreed.
You're not going to start any of those guys over Mark Ingram or Saquon Barkley or anything. So like, I would probably go for more upside swings if you can. Like, I don't know if you can try and get like Antonio Gibson, even like Chase Edmonds, Boston Scott, Alexander Madison, like someone that's got some upside to them.
Does Beckham really like poop?
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, he's definitely a number 2.
Yeah, exactly. Do I flex Diggs, Hunt, Ingram, Mac? Oof.
I would flex
Diggs and Ingram for me, but I would say probably Diggs.
Yeah, against the Jets, I mean it's pretty easy for me personally. Would you rather have Daniel Jones or Minshew as your back? I would go Minshew there.
I would say Minshew for the start of the season, and then Daniel Jones maybe to that. Like if we see if Minshew's struggling, because I think Minshew's going to be good the whole year, but if he's not doing well, if the Jags are last year's Dolphins and they're like the worst team in the league, then maybe I would go with Daniel Jones after that. But for the first 4 weeks, Daniel Jones' schedule is horrible, and you're never going to play him, so definitely not Daniel Jones.
Agreed. So, would you guys? Okay, wait, no, we read that. My bench. Okay. Yeah, looks like a pretty good team overall, Ari. I definitely like the bench there. I would probably go drop Fitzgerald and see if you can have a little more upside on your waiver wire because I just don't think he presents much value.
Yeah, I don't think
overall. But yeah, I mean, he's never going to touch your lineup. I mean, if you want to keep him for the respect factor, that's on you. But with thought on my lineup, yes. What's your Discord username? Because I don't see your lineup in the. It's surely Zachary then.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll go through this.
Man. I forgot to say that before. Who else we got here?
Well, sorry about that, Zach.
Notorious Humanity. What's up, man?
What's up, Notorious?
Me and another bro. Oh, we're starting Adrian Peterson. No, I would absolutely not start Adrian Peterson unless you I need to know your other options, obviously. But Adrian Peterson, there's very little running backs that I would start behind Adrian Peterson.
And Ryan, I like your team. I'll quickly go through Zachary's, and go through his lineup right now. So he has Cam Newton, Miles Sanders, James Conner, Michael Thomas, DJ Moore, Jonnu Smith, Julian Edelman, Titans, Fairbairn. Then on the bench, he has Bell, Ingram, Herndon, Beasley, Scott, Taylor, and Steven Sims. So I really like the look of that lineup. I'd have to know more information about whether the half PPR, full PPR, 10-team, 12-team. But judging just based off the picture that I'm looking at right now in the Discord, it looks like a really solid team in my opinion. I would probably look to see if actually, you know what? I would say start Ingram, but again, all those receivers and flex plays, in my opinion, I probably would take over him. Monitor the situation of Sanders, I'd say. If he's kind of last second thrust into the lineup, maybe I play Ingram over him. But aside from that, I mean, I think you got everything pretty much settled there.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of people listened to me when I said to draft Jonnu Smith because it seems like everyone has Jonnu Smith.
Everybody does. And
so, thanks for that. If Jonnu Smith busts, it looks like I'm going to piss off a lot of people. But
yeah, for sure. That's part of the industry that we love, though. Ruggs versus Harry versus Edelman. I would go with Edelman pretty easily there. Parth. Eckler top 10 running back this year. Hell yeah. You know, he's my guy, or he's my guy, but we both love him to death. Bench, and then regular hoping he's healthy. Yeah, I mean that's a good looking bench right there. I definitely like that over all the mix, especially with Madison because you have Cook. Yeah, that's a good looking team, Coleman. You guys ain't that bad. I'm happy to have found you guys. Appreciate that, Jose. Yeah, we're out here on our grind helping you guys win your fantasy football championships. Notorious, hello. Yeah, I just saw that. Zach answered your question. Good thing.
Yeah, we got Mikey's question and Park's question already. I went a little out of order.
Yeah, good.
Another bro who were first and second pick, and we both said we would win with CMC. Yeah, well, CMC is the biggest advantage you can have in fantasy football.
Easily. So. I mean, he averaged literally the difference between him and RB2 last year on a points per game basis. Aaron Jones was bigger than the difference between quarterback 2 Dak and the quarterback 23 last year.
Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay Sanders, my team: Stafford, Derrick Henry, Austin Eckler, Todd Gurley, Devonte Adams, DJ Chark, Miami defense, Justin Tucker, George Kittle. Yeah, it's a pretty good team, man.
Yeah, that's a good team.
Kicker in the league. You got the best tight end in the league. You got the best fucking steamroller running back in the league. Like, you got a lot of good players there. Definitely fun to watch too. The team that you have, except for Todd Gurley because he sucks.
For sure.
Todd,
all day for me.
If you own Todd Gurley and you haven't heard our opinions on Todd Gurley, please try and sell him after he has games, because we already are aware that Todd Gurley will have some good games. Like, he probably will early on in the season, but what me and Danny are off of him for is we don't expect it to last very long.
Agreed. Going through it but yeah, we got you, Zach. Don't worry, we're good here. I just missed that. Cam Akers, Rojo, or Taylor picked you. I would go with the first two personally.
He's absolutely a number 2. He takes shits on all of our fantasy lineups. Thank you for that, Cracker Man. Mark Ingram, Kareem Hunt, Phillip Lindsay for running backs, Devonte Adams and Hopkins for wide receivers. Do you think that will hold me down for now? Yeah, I definitely do for now. Running back wise, I'd probably try. You're a little thin at running back. I don't think I'm really comfortable with Kareem Hunt as my RB2 and Phillip Lindsay as my RB3. I think Mark Ingram's solid for now, but I'd probably have to know who else is kind of like you could trade for or whatever. But your receivers are definitely going to carry you a little bit. So,
Moneybag says drop one, please. Jonnu, Fant, or Gesicki. I'd actually drop Fant in that situation. I know the majority of the fantasy football industry loves Fant, but out of those 3 options, he would be the third for me. So
yeah, Gesicki too. By the way, on that depth chart note, I saw that he was listed as like the tight end 2 on the depth chart.
He plays in the slot. He plays in the slot.
I don't care that he's not the tight end 1 on the depth chart. Just for the record. Hunter Hollywood Brown for the flex. I'm going to go Hollywood Brown there.
Agreed. Notorious Nick in the house. Yes, sir. Crockamon. Should start Antonio, Gibson, or Mac. I'm going Gibson pretty easily there.
Okay, Fournette. Matt Bandit's question at the bottom is the last. Okay, sorry. The Who's just got one in. Last question we're going to answer. All right. Any more questions after that we're not going to answer. We'll answer the ones on the screen here.
Yeah.
Start Gibson or Mac. Did you just answer that?
Yeah, I got that. Start Gibson or Mac.
Leonard Fournette, Bob Jeff. I don't know what you want to know about Leonard Fournette, but he's probably not going to be very good for week 1. So I probably would start other players if you can. Wentz. Yes, Wentz will be awesome week 1. If you have Wentz, start.
Yep, agreed. But yeah, anything else you want to note other than that?
I would start the Chargers defense week 1 against a rookie quarterback 100% over the Titans defense.
Agreed. Yeah, if you guys have any more start sits, we're probably about to end the live stream now. But if you guys have any more, again, our Twitters are actually on the screen, so feel free to DM us because we're open to any of you guys looking for fancy advice. But
I would start David Johnson. I'm just gonna rip through these real quick. Big Ben, Mikey Mink, N'Keal Harry will be a monster this year. He was on my must draft second year receiver, so I hope so. Should I drop Chris Thompson to pick up Chase Edmonds or Boston Scott? I would pick up Chase Edmonds 100%.
I go both of them easily.
Yeah, I would drop. I don't know if I dropped Jordan Howard, but was Jordan Howard the other running back?
I love Boston Scott too. Talking about Mac Bandit.
Hunter Henry to win me a title this year. Not a lot of people high on Hunter Henry. That's interesting. I haven't heard.
The juice. I like it. I like the way you spell that too.
Yeah, your team is solid, Parth.
We'll rip through it. We'll make it 11-20.
Would I start in this bunch? Cup, Woods, Landry, Deontay Johnson, and Chark.
How many you can start?
How many can you start? If you can start, I'll just assume you can start 3. Cup, Woods, and Chark is who I would start in that case.
Top quarterback to target till I can start Daniel Jones. I think go Gardner Minshew. Joe Burrow, Derek Carr even has a couple good games, especially week 1.
You can piecemeal your way to like a couple good games. I know if you went Derek Carr, I think he has a good week 1 and 2, and then Ryan Fitzpatrick plays the Jags in week 3. So you could kind of like it's pretty easily. You could probably pretty easily stream until you can start Daniel Jones.
Great there. My team, Jacobs. I would try to see what you can get for Fournette if anybody's high on him. Other than that, I mean, it looks pretty solid, but I'll definitely like the receivers and Josh Jacobs and Russ, and Kittle. But
Jose, DJ Moore, and Kenny Golladay pretty easily for me there.
Yeah.
Hunter Henry, Kadar.
Appreciate that, Alex. Yeah, the like button definitely helps out if you guys don't know about the YouTube algorithm. Hey, the more of you hitting that like button, definitely it recommends us to more viewers to ultimately get more advice with their fantasy football team. So I appreciate you guys doing that for us because it helps us grow, especially. But
Rugs easily. If anyone knows me, they knew my answer was Rugs to that question. Answer Dak. Geez, how long do you have?
It's Dak. It's Dak. Don't think about it.
Fantasy this week, it's Wentz.
No, I'm taking Dak all the way against Wentz this week.
Okay, I wouldn't do that. People are drafting Howard in the 7th round. Yeah, don't drop Jordan Howard. I wouldn't drop him, but like I'm not a fan of like owning him.
I'd start Cam against Miami this week. Quadar. Perfect. Thank you guys. No problem. Coleman. Rugs are what you guys know.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. That'll do it for the questions here. If you guys enjoyed, like everyone said, make sure you guys hit the like button. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. We're going to be doing these every Wednesday, and maybe not this late at night. We might probably shoot for more 8 p.m. Eastern time. So we'll head out of here. Coleman, I'll just get your last question here.
You just tore me, LOL.
Just tore me. Joe Mixon, Gibson is running backs 1 and 2.
When in doubt, start Dak. Call that offense is going to be unstoppable.
Yeah. All right. So guys, football's on tomorrow. Let's just be all excited about that. I'm super excited about it. I'm sick of talking about busts and sleepers and ADP values and all that stuff. As much as I like talking about that stuff, I've been doing it for 4 months now. So I want to see some actual toe hit some leather. I want to see people get hit. I want to see some touchdowns. I want to see Mahomes do some Mahomes stuff. I want to see Watson play his air guitar. Peace out, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you next Wednesday for another live stream.
For sure. Last thing I'm going to say, again, if you guys have any last-second questions, again, go hit up those Twitters. You'll see it in the description, and you'll also see it on the screen right now. Go hit that follow. Call or leave us a DM, and we'll be sure to answer your guys' questions. But this is going to end the live stream. Again, every Wednesday we're going to be running this. Glad to have you guys in here. Peace out.